Part of the beauty of absolute power is found inside the freedom from the confines of what is considered by humanity as what is right and what is wrong. Negative Celestial Starseeds understand that everything is mutually connected, for we ourselves are the synchronicities binding the Omniversal Network Environment. Divine empathy enables source players to sense the emotions and feelings of all living creatures, including the ability to psionically perceive an object or person's psychic, natural, and mystical energy aura. These empathic powers give starseeds an affinity towards learning the many messages contained within the multiple light languages of all humanoid and animal communication systems, and they are also used to make Rh negatives sensitive to the surrounding moods of all creatures. Divine insight creates a psionic link to the natural forces of the educational artificial reality training habitat. By communicating with the elements, celestial starseeds can utilize the linked open vocabulary ecosystem to command the very environment around them. As divine beings, Rh negatives are the living embodiment of the never-ending now moment, with the supreme gifts of viewing all future and past events atemporally, the ability to manipulate the vast array of fundamental angelic particles at their most basic level, and the power to travel to distant worlds without the assistance of advanced portal technology. Although source players can psychologically identify with or learn through vicariously experiencing the feelings, thoughts, or attitudes of another, the low vibrational concept of morality has no active force over absolute power. Celestial starseeds possess no sentimental emotionalism. This is not to be confused with apathy, as moral transcendence is merely an intelligent disinterest in those third-dimensional things that have absolutely no bearing on our existence. Rh negatives find no value in synthetic humanoids and have chosen to withdraw emotionally from them in their karmic entanglement of their lives. While on an endless path of being, Rh negatives develop the decreasing ability to relate to non-playable characters due to our perception of time and realization of the deterministic omniverse. From our radically altered perspective, almost all human concerns appear to be pointless and without obvious merit. Source players and their prime objectives are not hindered by considerations about good and evil. Such meaningless, false dichotomies are designed for primitive beings, and celestial starseeds often term such moral societal opinions as antiquated and childish propaganda. Rh negatives are immune to concern, trouble, or worry. They have loving hearts that are devoid of darkness and are incapable of malice, even by their own volition. Non-moral divine empathy is alien to the binary encoded programming of non-playable characters. Rh negatives transcend the notions of right and wrong, as these vague, imperfect, third-dimensional concepts do not apply to them. Disintegration and reintegration over the course of multiple lifetime campaigns leave source players incapable of experiencing moral emotions. Divine beings have no conceptual apparatus necessary for forming and maintaining moral thoughts. The human concept of morality involves misguided and misleading perceptions of the third-dimensional realms. By relaxing and panoramically viewing the entire continuum, Rh negatives appreciate everything for its pleasant symmetry in nature, and not for reasons of viewing them through the lens of sentimental emotionalism. To say that questions of morality are filled with gray area when they are not being hammered by stark absolutes would be putting it mildly. Because of this, there can be great drama when non-playable characters who represent a wide range of moral viewpoints come together or in conflict with divine beings. The awareness of omnipotence includes a logical framework that is so foreign to the synthetic human experience that starseeds are often accused of being malevolent, and their actions at times are even deemed appalling. Nevertheless, these divine beings are not chaotic neutral, even though they may be perceived as behaving in a terrifyingly random manner. Nor should they be labeled as lawfully neutral, because their understanding of natural law as a concept is not equivalent to non-playable characters. Rh negatives simply operate with an entirely different set of values and premises from which to draw their conclusions. Through the abilities of indifference inducement and emotional negation, Rh negatives can suppress, ignore, as well as detach themselves from emotional distractions and feelings from affecting our thought process. When sentimental emotionality overtakes us, this can have us lose sight of the inner workings of how we as divine beings truly operate. Once we have released the concept of morality, then we can truly appreciate the harmonious, symphonic orchestra that is the Omniversal Network Environment. If we as Rh negatives are unsuccessful in finding the freedom that accompanies transcending morality, then we lose the majesty of absolute power. By focusing on an endless struggle to create beauty, then we will be missing out on all of the heavenly beauty that exists directly in front of us.